Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of May the Force Be With Who. Now, I finally have finished Thrawn by Timothy Zahn, and I gotta say that as excited as I was about one of the Expanded Universe's original and best authors coming back to reintroduce one of his greatest creations in Grand Admiral Thrawn, my initial reaction to this book is I'm a little lukewarm, little disappointed. I had gone back and reread the Heir to the Empire trilogy that Timothy Zahn had originally written in the 90s, which featured Grand Admiral Thrawn, to prepare for this, to kind of reintroduce myself with the character and all his quirks and how he likes, uses species art to kind of figure out how the best way to defeat them. And I'm gonna have to say that my main issue with this new iteration of Thrawn by Timothy Zahn is that I think there's an old adage is that you're only as good as your competition, and whereas in the original Heir to the Empire trilogy, Thrawn was going up against the Holy Triumvirate of Luke, Han, and Leia. In this book, his main rival is a smuggler slash rebel slash instigator called Night Swan, who really doesn't even show up until the end of the book. Now, there's a great scene with Thrawn and Night Swan at the end of the book. I'm not going to give any spoilers about the scene, but there was no real opposition. The most opposition Thrawn faced in the book was from the racism of the Empire, which Timothy Zahn does a great job of painting how racist the Empire is. So, I don't know, it felt like it lacked something. And I know that most of these stories have to have a B plot, and the B plot of this book involves Governor Price. For those of you who watch Rebels may be familiar with Governor Price, but it almost at times seemed like Governor Price was overpowering the story, and instead of this book being called Thrawn, at times it felt like it should have been called Governor Price. Now, however, everything is nicely bookended and leads you into where we would be at the beginning of season 3 of Rebels. But it just came across as disappointing. Most of the stuff with Thrawn is good. It's just that there's not that much of it. I mean, we get to find out how the Empire discovers him, and yes, I did use air quotes on that. No spoilers. You got to read the book. And his rise through power, but the book jumps months to whereas first he's a lieutenant, then he's a commodore, then he's a captain, and there's just only little spatterings of Thrawn's genius throughout the book, and he shows how he manipulates a freight coordinator named Eli Vanto, who basically ends up becoming his most trusted ally. Now, Eli is one of the better characters in the book, and you really kind of have this feel for Eli, because all Eli wants to do is go back and run his family's shipping business, and that's the whole reason he's joined the Empire. But Thrawn has got him all up in his machinations because they both come from areas of wild space, and Eli can kind of translate for Thrawn, kind of like he's his for lack of a better word, he's a seeing eye dog for the better part of the book. But Thrawn is also kind of training him to be his number one or number 2 for those of you catching the Star Trek reference. But like I said, I think that the real lack of a threat or a strong opposing force for Thrawn in this book is kind of what really didn't do it for me. Because like I said, in the Heir to the Empire trilogy, Thrawn was going up against the heroes of the rebellion, the A-Team, and in this book it's not really there. It's just overcoming the prejudices and racism of the Empire, and the Governor Price stuff really kind of is almost on equal level with his story. And I don't find her very, they try to make her a sympathetic character at the very beginning, explaining what happens to her family and her family's holdings on Lothal, but I just don't like that character and haven't liked that character from Rebels. So going in already prejudiced against that character, it kind of made it hard for there to be any sympathy for her in the book. It's well written. Timothy Zahn is a great author, but I just feel at this point that Claudia Gray has a better grasp on the new Star Wars canon, and hopefully Timothy Zahn will continue to write more new canon books, maybe finally get to reintroduce Mara Jade, or my personal favorite Talon card, who knows. But once again, Thrawn by Timothy Zahn, I'm gonna have to give it a 6. I was kind of let down. So anyway, personal note, want to thank everybody that came out to the dugout last night. We had a great show. We will be back there on June the 30th. This coming Friday, we are going to be, no, this coming Saturday, we are going to be at Fairview Tavern. So once again, you can follow the band on League of Fools on YouTube and our Facebook page at League of Fools Band on Facebook. All right, I'm going to try to get the Doctor Who stuff up later this evening. I missed last night's episode because of the band show, but like I said, I'm going to try to do a where we are now in season 10. So be patient with me, please. And until then, keep on keeping on, and may the Force be with you.